This blog explores how with just a few lines of code, you can unlock the power of autonomous multi-turn agents. So those agents can converse, reason, and take action on behalf of your customers. So Maria, what are the core components of an LLM agent? Can you explain about this?
Yes, of course. So this blog describes a little bit about, the Databricks Mosaic AI framework in the beginning for those that have never used it and what is an LLM agent. But the main core components here are the central agent, so the LLM that does all the central decision making of the workflow. Then we have the memory component, which is in place to keep past conversations and use them to make the agent more relevant. The planning. So this is a really important component to plan the future tasks and to execute tasks. And the tools, different functions and programs that the agent can interact with and for certain tasks.
Oh, okay, and so can we go through each of these components? So starting with the central agent.
So the central agent usually is just a pre-trained general purpose LLM, and it just takes some information and then interacts with all of the different other components. It can craft specific prompts, and mainly it's there to do the main understanding and splitting of tasks. The second thing is the memory, as we said. Usually we have two kinds of memories, the short-term and long-term memory. Short-term memory usually is to remember just the previous conversation, the previous ask in a conversation. And whereas long-term memory is usually holds bigger conversations that can help the agent understand specific patterns from previous tasks and recall information that were discussed before. The long-term memory is usually implemented with a vector database, and we have done another video on RAG and caching. Do you remember? Like another video on this. We also have the planner. So this is another thing that what it does usually is just break down all the complex tasks and then it defines how it's gonna go manage and execute these tasks. In a scenario where we only have an LLM, usually the task of the planner is handled by the LLM as well. So the LLM will take the user request, do the planning, orchestration, and then goes and hits different tools that it needs to do. And the tools, as we said before, which is different building blocks. It can be SQL functions, Python functions, hitting different other APIs. And these are tools that the compound system or the agentic this system can access to get more information, collect data, or execute specific tasks.
Awesome. And so in this blog, they show the example of a customer service AI assistant for an online electronic retailer. So what does the process look like for this?
Yeah, so if I go down to the graph, so this is implemented on Databricks, and as you can see here, so this is the process. So if a user gives a question, we take this question, we put it in the prompt, we send it to the LLM. In here, as you can see, the LLM plays the role of the planner and the orchestrator, right? So it takes the request, split it into specific tasks, and then it can go and access different tools that all of them sit in UC functions and then Unity catalog on Databricks to do the specific to solve for these specific tasks and then move to the next task. The LLM is served on Databricks model serving, and when all the steps have passed, it can go and return the answer to the user.
Awesome. And so how can you connect the tools to the agents? Can
Yeah,
you
very
explain
good
about
question.
that?
So if you have never seen how you can create tools on Databricks, you can define them as here. So create or replace a specific function, you give it a name, and then you define what this function does. And these are different tools. These are SQL tools, for example. You can also have Python tools as well, as you can see here. But then how do you connect all of these Unity catalog tools with the whole process is that you need this specific function, right? So you need this UC function toolkit. And what it does, it allows you to access all of these tools and pass them to the agent. So that is it. You just import this function, you pass all the different tools. Here we say in this specific catalog schema, go and grab all of the functions that we have there, and then you pass them as tools.
Okay, so is that how you put everything together, basically?
So this is how you can access the tools from Python. From Python, you haven't done the connecting to the agent. Usually what to do is we're going to have our model, we are going to create our prompt, and then we are going to tell our agent, these are all the things you have in place. This is the LLM you're going to use. This is the tools you're going to access. And this is the prompt you're going to use. And this is how you put everything together, right? So you use the tools that you grab with the UC toolkit function, and you pass them now to the agent, and then you execute. And this is how you wrap everything together, LLM, tools, and prompt.
And what about the memory aspect that you mentioned as a component at the beginning? How do you add it to the agent?
Very good question. So in this case, it is implemented through LangChain and not through a RAG processing layer. So here what you can do is you can import the LangChain.memory in the chat message history. And then what you do is you instantiate the memory, and then you just pass it in your agent definition. And that is how you can pass the memory and keep a couple of chat messages before replying to the current message.
Awesome.